Evening, folks. This is a very special video I have. It's on the SCHWARTZ Furniture Company, their 100th anniversary. I'm also going to spend a considerable amount of the feature on the SCHWARTZ family. They're wonderful advertisers. This is in spring. I've been saving stuff up for this for a while. It says SCHWARTZ, 12 months no interest plan. Spring into savings. Spring into savings. And as Irving, the saintly Irving SCHWARTZ would say, I guarantee it. You go to SCHWARTZ, they always look after you well. 12-month price slash, limited low price guarantee. I just watched a piece in the PBS NewsHour. I'm busy doing a project here, but I always watch NewsHour. I was going to watch it later tonight, and I had a piece on Neil Diamond. They come to America. They come to America. And every time I watch that show on PBS NewsHour, he's a wonderful American from New Jersey, I believe, a songwriter and very successful entertainer. And he wrote that song. They come to America on the ships and on the boat, on the ships and on the planes. They come to America. And it's written about his grandmother that over 100 years ago came from, I believe it was Ukraine or Russia. I believe he's Jewish ancestry. And from Russia, and she was a 12-year-old girl sent, this would be about the time of the communists taking over, sent down to the sea. And I believe it's out of Rotterdam, Holland. It was out of Holland. And she was put on a ship in Holland, and she came to New York City, and she seen the Statue of Liberty and the Stars and Stripes. And it's hard to say this without getting emotional. The finest country in the face of God's earth till we enter heaven itself. And they take and so anyway, I think of the SCHWARTZ family. The SCHWARTZ family came from Minsk, Belarus. It's a former Russian republic, Minsk, Belarus. It was Abraham and Rose SCHWARTZ. And they went to the seashore. I don't know if it's in the Baltic countries of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, but they got to the shore and they went on a ship and they came to Pier 21 in Halifax. They came from Halifax to Truro, New Glasgow, Trackety, literally 150 feet away from where I'm speaking to. Monastery, lovely railroad community, Monastery, Linwood. There was no Kansas, Cape Jack, Harbour Bushy Station yet. Beautiful Harbour Bushy, beautiful Acadian Village, Harbour Bushy. My beloved Harbour Bushy, but that wasn't, Harbour Bushy was there, but the train station wasn't there yet. No Kansas Causeway yet. So they went back of Auld Cove, through Frankville, back of Auld Cove to Port Mulgrave, and went across to Point Tupper, on to Orangedale, Boysdale, North Sydney, and they went to the lovely, beautiful Cape Breton coal mining community of New Waterford. The beloved, blessed community of New Waterford on coal mining community in the coast of the Atlantic Ocean. And they started as they started to get going, they started a dry goods store. And somehow, I don't know why, but Mrs. SCHWARTZ's husband, Abraham, died quite young. And Irving always said he was a graduate of the Rose SCHWARTZ School of Business. He never went to university. He went to someplace much better. He was taught by his mother and the wonderful people of Cape Breton Island. In fact, he loved Cape Breton so much that he started SCHWARTZ Furniture. They went from dry goods on Plummer Avenue in Waterford to furniture. And it was a big thing. His mother let him bring carloads of stuff in. First to be individual pieces, then truckloads, eventually carloads, and they became quite big. With a store in New Glasgow, Port Hastings, North Sydney, Glace Bay, and Waterford. And that business, by the way, is now no longer owned by the SCHWARTZ family since Mr. SCHWARTZ went to heaven. It was purchased by Brian Purchase. Okay, it's a bit like Victor Khayyam. Brian Purchase, that's the gentleman's name. He's a great guy. Brian Purchase. I think it was another guy going to do a deal, but that deal went off the tracks. It didn't work out well, so Brian Purchase came in. And Brian Purchase was a longtime manager and colleague of Irving in the business, and they eventually bought the business with the idea when Mr. SCHWARTZ went on to heaven, Irving. and he'd buy it in hard business, and he's doing very well with it. So it's Brian Purchase. I'm going to talk about Brian Purchase for a minute. He's a bit like Victor Kiam. Victor Kiam bought the Remington Razor Blade Company and said, "I like that product so much, I bought the company." Well, Brian Purchase liked to work at Schwartz so much, he bought the company. And they take, and this is their 100th anniversary. The company of this recording is, I have a couple on the go right now. This will be going up late this weekend. And this evening I'm recording it on Thursday evening, which is the 15th day of December. So you have 9 more days, folks, to get in and get a deal at Schwartz Company. 9 more days. You got that at Schwartz to get deals. There's always good deals at Schwartz. And go see Wonderful Wand at Schwartz in Port Hastings, or Port Hastings, or there's Sydney, North Sydney itself, and I believe it's New Waterford or Glace Bay as well. But they're fine people. I bought a lot of stuff there over the years. I buy Scratched and Dent. I bought an Admiral stove years ago, a mattress and bed set, a microwave, and different stuff. They think they're good. They're very good people, wonderful people. So back to the Schwartz family. Irving so loved Cape Breton that when he got in the cable business, and he first got in the cable business, it was a tough business. They had a lot of partners in it, and they seen that the business isn't something you just haul money out. You've got to keep reinvesting. And so anyway, he eventually bought them out, and it became Seaside Cable, and he sold the company. His wonderful children, a son and 2 daughters. Margot is a very capable cat. I haven't had the privilege of meeting the son, David, or this daughter, Joanne. And I'm just going to digress here for a minute. Joanne wrote a lovely children's book. I wanted to give a gift for somebody, and I have one in my personal library. And it's a lovely children's book. It's called Little Town by the Sea. And you open that book up, and there's a foreword in it. Many people write a foreword to their wife or executive assistant, or somebody helped them research the book. In the foreword to Margot's sister Joanne Schwartz's book, there's a foreword, and there's a quote. "We owe everything to the coal miners." I'm going to applaud them. The blessed beloved coal miners. All these environments can condemn them. This coal miners are next to the soldiers, and the soldiers are next to God. The pecking order in John Pettipas' world is God Almighty, our Lord, Savior, and Redeemer. The soldiers that protect our freedom, and the coal miners are right up there next to the soldiers. And so anybody criticizes coal miners, better not do it in my presence. We wouldn't have electricity on, or wouldn't have heat if it wasn't for coal. Right now in Germany, they're tearing down windmills to open up coal mines because there's good deposit of coal, beautiful deposit of coal underneath the windmills. Folks, you just can't cut it with the wind. You can't depend on the wind to blow all the time and sun to shine all the time, whereas coal, good old-fashioned coal's there all the time. So anyway, in the foreword to the book, Little Town by the Sea, there is a quote by Joanne, late father Irving Schwartz, and it says, "We owe everything to the coal miners. We owe everything to the coal miners." How true. And Irving Schwartz put in his last will and testament that when his cable business was sold, it would be sold to Cape Breton Company. And I think there must have been a 10-year window on that deal, because the company's since been resold to another company now. And I think they might be mainlanders. I'm a mainlander myself, but I love Cape Bretoners. If there's a group, there's good people to be found everywhere in the world, but it's an entire group, as such a fine percentage of wonderful people in Cape Breton Island, you can't beat them. I had a gentleman from Inverness today. Winston was up with lovely treat, and I appreciate it greatly. And wanted some pickles. I went to a few people, and he said, "We met a lot of people. I went to Hazel's, I went to Sue's, and I was at Gary's, and 2 Gary's actually, and Rodney's, Roddy, and Gertie's, and Jason. And he said, Winston, and Cape Breton to come to the mainland and say, "We met a lot of nice people." That's an ultimate compliment for mainlanders as well. So anyway, the Schwartz Company, it's their 100th anniversary this year, and they are wonderful people. And tradition of the tradition of great service and good value and good quality products continue. What started by Rose Schwartz's son, Irving, as Irving said, famously said, I was a graduate of Rose Schwartz School of Business. Brian purchased and maintains the fine tradition, and wonderful ladies like Wanda. Wanda's been manager at the store in Port Hastings for years, and she's just a very, very Poppy McNeil and his wonderful wife's daughter, and she's from a big family, and she's just a very capable cat. Schwartz can always find something that you need, a washer or appliance of some sort. You go to Schwartz or Furniture, and they have lovely products, just like the ad says. Spring of the savings in the spring. Spring of the savings in the spring. 12-month no interest payment plans. No interest payments. Purchase price slash at Irving's at the Schwartz Furniture Store. And with that, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And God bless the Schwartz family and all their wonderful people. And God bless each and every one of your viewers. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy, Holy Christmas. And a fine New Year. Thank you very much. And God bless Cape Bretoners. If there's a finer place in the world than Cape Breton, I haven't seen it yet. And every time I hear Neil Diamond's song, They Come to America, I can't help but think of Irving's parents, the late Rose and Abraham Schwartz, coming to Nova Scotia. He has a sister, Ruth, that's now in heaven, and her husband since died in his 90s. Dr. Richard Goldblum. Ruth was a capable cat. Mr. Gogan said one time, God, John, she was good. He said, put in a room with a phone and a table, she could raise $100,000 an afternoon. A lot of her fundraising endeavors, and she had many of them, went to raise money for the Pier 21 Museum in Halifax. It's a wonderful place. And the Schwartzes Irving had one of his brothers was a doctor. Talk about a shortage of doctors. He was Winston's from Inverness, Jean's from Inverness, his lovely wife Jean. Irving Schwartz's brother, one of them became a doctor, and he was going up to Inverness, and the poor guy got killed in a snowstorm away to Inverness many years ago. When I was just a kid, probably 50-some years ago now, but Irving was 81 when he died, so he's been gone now in heaven for 10, 11 years, so he'd be 91 or 92 if he was alive now. So God bless you, Irving, up in heaven. Merry Christmas to you all. And again, all the best. God bless. Share the video far and wide. Go on to Schwartz and buy something. Thank you very much. Bye for now.